Hello, good afternoon. Today we're gonna be working on individual activities 4.7 right there. It's already pre-done because I worked on it before. I'm just gonna go over and explain what I did on it, so it won't take that much time. Let me focus a little more. Right there. My bad. Are you there? Okay. So using neutral language, restate each argument using neutral language and keep the same meaning. Don't worry if it is good argument or not. Then state the value claim or claims for each argument. So we have letter A. Letter A states, those discussing horror video games cause an increase in the violent behavior for our young people. Is this barbaric behavior that leads to murder and mayhem. It says we should ban children under age of 18 from buying or playing these wretched video games. This is still funny because even if we ban video games for children under 18, parents can still buy the game for them, but that's not the point. The argument, this is how we stated. We should not allow underage children to these barbaric video games legally, meaning we should stop children from buying these barbaric video games because it increases the violence. And then what is the value claim? Video games are bad for children, are bad for kids because it affects their behavior in real life. B, booting music, CDs, which no one does that anymore, should be legal because artists are greedy multimillionaires who rip off hardworking adults and kids who don't have a lot of spending money. Besides, it means less pollution because there will be less CDs thus in the dump. Again, that's a little funny to me too because no one burns CDs or use CDs anymore. But not the point again. Argument. CDs are expensive and make kids and adults spend money they don't have. Issue is better to download music, or it's better to legalize downloading music. I should rephrase that. It will be better to legalize downloading music. What is the value of the claim? Burning CDs, value claim is burning CDs are costly and it causes pollution, meaning selling CDs costs a lot of money that in this economy or in the economy before we didn't have enough money to spend, and it causes pollution because of the plastic. So it's better to legalize downloading music or allow people to download music legally. Now we have Spotify, we have different platforms, so this is not an issue anymore, thankfully. All right, now, testing for ambiguity and vagueness. Decide if there is a problem in the following statements or headlines. If there is, then indicate whether the problem in each statement or headline or ad is due to ambiguity or being vague, or then identify the problem word or the problem phrase. What is the problem? What is the phrase that causes the problem? Okay. The number we have A, B, A through F. Okay, so let's start with number 1. A majority of the 270 electoral votes is required to elect President of the United States of America. Okay, so we have no problem, we have problem, and we have ambiguity. I made a mistake here. Let me, I'm gonna go with vague because I'm gonna go with vague. A majority of 270 electoral votes is required to elect the president. I think it's vague because if this ad or this statement is not published, let's say it doesn't say where it's published, so if not published in the United States, actually no, the majority, The majority, yeah, I think it's vague because if you're not in the United States, you don't know what electoral votes are. Usually you go by people's votes, whoever has the most votes. But in the United States, we go by electoral votes. So, and the problem phrase would be the majority of the 270. That is the issue because it says the majority of 270, but it's actually in a specific number that I don't quite remember at the moment. I had it written down, but I forgot. That's in a specific number, and it's vague because it's only telling you the majority of the 270 votes, but there isn't a specific number that the candidate have to get to become president. At this moment, I don't remember quite what the number is, but there's a specific number of electoral votes that the candidate have to reach to become president. So that's the issue, it's vague. B, everyone in Congress is rich. I think there is a problem. Yeah, I think there is a problem. It can also be vague. I think it will depend on how do you see it, because here's the thing. Saying everyone, where's the word? Sorry. Am I pointing at the right thing? Saying everyone is rich is a statement that we cannot prove. We cannot prove. We don't have the economy or the taxes of every single congressman to say that everyone is rich. So therefore, there's a problem. It's vague, and I think that issue, the problem, the phrase is everyone and rich. Okay, headline: USPS posts $5 billion loss. I will go with vague again. Not a problem. I'm sorry, I don't have a white up. So I'm gonna go with vague because it could be either vague or ambiguity because it's not specific. It's not clear. It's not telling you exactly where is the loss coming from. So I'm gonna go with vague. And I'm gonna go with the $5 million loss because it's not specific. Where is this money, the loss? Lack of brain hinder research. That's gonna be a problem, and I'm gonna go with it's because also it's ambiguity. There's a lot of ambiguity, and it lacks information. It lacks a lot of information. We don't have all the information. Why is the lack of brain hinders research? Why? What is the reason? So it's missing a lot of information that we don't have. So I'm gonna go with ambiguity. So numbered letter E. Okay, dog for sale. Eats everything and especially fond of children. So on that one, it's a little hard, because it says dog for sale eats anything. What does that mean? Does it eat anything in the house? Like, does it eat your couches? Does it eat your clothes, your shoes? So, and especially fond of children, and you put after fond of children right after eats everything. Does it buy children? Does it eat children? So I think that it's ambiguity. Because and the phrase will be eats anything. I think that Maria spends an excessive amount of time texting her friends. I think that's a problem because what is, and the word will be excessive amount, because what is an excessive amount? What is the exact number? Is it 1 hour? Is it 2 hours? We don't know because it doesn't specify. So the problem, to me, there's a problem is vagueness, because it's not telling you what is an excessive amount, because for you, an excessive amount might be 1 hour. For me, an excessive amount might be 3 hours. So I think it depends on what excessive means to everyone. All right, then we have 2 more. Number 3, headlines. Provide two alternative meaning for each headline. Then choose the one that you think is the most probable and explain why. So we have lawyers back despite use of bug spray. Number one, I wrote lawyers are bad people that suck the money out of others and they're back in office after a bug infestation. And then we have lawyers back to work after there was a bug spray in their office, because it could be mean like they had to go back to work and they had a bug infestation and they had to spray it and they're back even though it's not secure yet, but they have to go back to work. And I'm gonna choose number two. It's more likely that the office was infested with bugs and they had to bug spray the whole office and they're back in the office after the exterminator showed up and fixed it. And then B, Thailand. Police sees 14 elephants with fake IDs. The police said that I can see. The police said that they seized more than a dozen elephants Wednesday, and I can see and rates there's busting a gang that allegedly provided. Okay, so my first alternative meaning was elephants carry fake IDs in the city. Police detained 14 elephants with an owner that had a fake ID, meaning that there was a person that owned 14 elephants and that owner had fake ID. I'm sorry. And my choice was it's more probable than a human carrying a fake ID than an elephant carrying a fake ID. So I choose number two. The owner of 14 elephants was caught with a fake ID or fake identification. Okay, now we're going to the last part. Name double speak. Indicate whether the italicized words or phrase is an example of euphemism, jargon, or inflated language. Teacher classrooms. Okay, teachers are Teachers are classroom facilitators. This one I went with inflated language because we are not facilitators. We are teachers. In every word there are considerable collateral damage. And I chose euphemism. I'm sorry. I use a euphemism because collateral damage could mean like many death and like different things. So it's not negative. Okay, my mom went to the powder room. I think I use jargon because no one uses the word powder room. I had to actually research or Google that one because powder room is a different word for bathroom. All systems are good and we have all systems are our systems are go and we have to lift off. I chose jargon for that one. Sam, what did the officer mean when she radio code 7? I use jargon because that's a specific language used for policemen or firemen. So it's like a specific language on that career path. So I choose jargon. And last one is customers. Where will I find emergency exit lights? Clerk. Flashlights are on the aisle 7. I use euphemism because it's talking about a completely different thing than what it was asking. And that will be it for today. Thank you so much.